Hello YouTube, Retro Rewinder here. Thanks for turning into part 2 of the Midwest Classic Gaming Expo videos that I've been doing. This is going to be the pickup portion, and basically I'm going to break this down into two sections. A little out of breath, my apologies. Basically the first section is going to be things that I found on the way. On my trip from Indianapolis to Milwaukee, I stopped at two different big areas, one in Indiana, one in Milwaukee, and went to pawn shops, thrift stores, game stores, anything that I could find using my Google Maps. Basically, I went to. I kind of just stacked them into these two piles. I'm going to do my best to, kind of lump them together with the town and stuff, but that might not happen. And I stopped at a ton of places, so if I don't remember something like where I got it from, I do apologize, but I probably hit 30 places on the way. So starting off here, on the way down, this came from a pawn shop. I do remember this. This one and this one came from the same place. I'll open these up. This particular pawn shop had stuff priced, a little higher than I would normally pay, but they basically said to disregard all prices. So I was like, well, how much do you sell old Game Boy Advance games for? And she'd say $2. So for $2, I picked up a copy of F-Zero Maximum Velocity. I don't know how this compares to the other F-Zero games, but I like to buy games in series. So since I have the Super Nintendo and the Nintendo 64 versions and GameCube version as well, I had to pick that up, no problem. This game they had priced at $15, but when I asked, they said $7, and I had no problem paying $7 for Kid Icarus on the 3DS. So like I said, that came from a pawn shop. These two items came from the story that I told when I went out hunting with TJ in business, and that was Resident Evil 4 for the GameCube, which is complete. And they had, I think I paid $2 for this. Did I? No, that's not right. I think he said he wanted 10, and I said that's just way too high for me. He dropped it down to 8, and then I believe I said I would pay 3 or 4, so he ended up selling it to me for $4. And then for $2 or $3, I can't remember, he had it priced at 4, which was Kingdom Hearts 2, disc only. The disc was a little scratched. It's not too awful. I think it'll still play, but I used that as a negotiation. Would he lower it a little bit so I could get the game resurfaced? So I paid 2 or 3. I don't remember what I paid for it. At a pawn shop, there was a copy of Mario Kart Wii, and when I went to buy it, they said it was $6, and he said the game was way too scratched to sell, which it's scratched, but it's not if I get it resurfaced, it'll play just fine, I'm pretty sure. So I was like, well, how much would you want it? And he said $2, so I paid $2 for that. I stopped into it's basically like a pawn shop. They had a lot of video game stuff. And, sorry, I remember one thing that also came from that store. They had all the older games priced individually, and they had PS2 games priced for a flat $4. So a couple games that I were able to find was Palamedes for $2.99 and Flight of the Intruder for $1.99. And it kind of bummed me out after I think it was on Sunday. It was either Business or Retro NES Hunter had this game that he was giving away to if anybody wanted it. So I could have saved myself $2 and picked it up there. But like I said, their PS2 games were priced for $4 no matter what it was. They didn't have too much good stuff, but they had Crimson Tears. And I never actually opened this up. I hope the game's in there. They had tape on it, and it felt complete. So I never even opened it in the store. And that might have been a mistake. We'll see if I can get the damn tape off. Jesus. I can understand why he had tape on this, though, because you actually had to be buzzed in to get into the store. Or he was behind bulletproof glass. It didn't look like that bad of a neighborhood, but just the way his store was set up, I kind of got the feeling that I might have been in a not-so-good part of town. And I think it was just south of Racine, Wisconsin. But yeah, it is complete. So $4. It's a pretty good deal for this game. And the disc is in really good shape too. Moving on, at a store called Pawn Kings, I was able to find a pretty hard to find DS game, and that's Retro Game Challenge. And I was informed that this game is actually based off of a Japanese television show, and I can't remember who told me that. I apologize for not remembering your name. It was somebody that was hanging out in our room on Friday or Saturday night, but they told me the backstory of this, which was pretty interesting, but I just can't remember who did it now. So yeah, GameStop actually sells this game for $5, so you go out to your GameStops and see if they have it. And the Pawn Store had it priced at $7, which is still a good deal. I think it's like a $30 game. But I basically told the Pawn Store that GameStop sells it for $5. The guy got on GameStop's website and found that it was selling for $5, and he sold it to me for $6 out the door. So it was like $5. Like I didn't basically the tax was added in, and since he knew if I bought it off GameStop.com, I'd have to ship it or whatever. I don't know if you can buy it online or not. But he went ahead and gave it to me for $6. So not as good as $5, but it was $6 out the door. Okay, I believe I got this at a pawn shop for $5 or $6. I don't remember which pawn shop it was, but it was the Ico and the Shadow of Colossus dual set, the HD collection. I believe it's HD. I don't know, it's the remastered. I've never played either of these games, so I have both of them. But getting it on one disc and updated graphics, where the PS3 is actually in my living room, I'll be more likely to play it. And it's a pretty good deal for $6 or $7 or whatever I paid for it. So the highlight of the trip up there, I went into the Salvation Army, looked in their glass case, and instantly saw a stack of Sega Saturn games. There ended up being 9 games total. When I asked how much they sold them for, the guy told me $4 a piece. I actually sold 2 of them at the Midwest Gaming Classic. I don't remember who bought them. I basically sold them for what I paid for it. Like I said, I paid $4 a piece, and I think he gave me 10 or something. He gave me 5. I don't remember what they gave me for it, but I really don't remember who got those now. But so I gave 2 of them away, or sold 2 of them that I didn't really want. I don't remember what they were. I kept this stack. One of these is empty, which was a bummer because it's the one I really wanted to get the most. Not the most valuable, but it's one I really wanted. So we got Tomb Raider. And all of these have the manual and the game, just no styrofoam or foam insert. And the games are not the greatest condition, like the cases, which these Saturn cases never are. But we got Alone in the Dark, One-Eyed Jack's Revenge, Dark Legend, which is a fighter, kind of interesting, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, Sonic 3D Blast, and the game that was empty, but they threw in the case for free, which was cool, and the manual, because I asked what he was going to do with it, and he said he was going to throw it away. So I asked if I could just have it, and that was Knights Into Dreams. The game that was kind of the highlight out of all those Saturn games, I don't really know what it's about. It kind of looks like... Yeah, I have no idea. Like, the back of it has a picture of playing baseball. It looks like a boss battle beat-em-up, and maybe a beat-em-up mixed with baseball. I have no idea. But it's 3 Dirty Dwarves. And this is like a $30 to $40 game, so getting it for $4 at the Salvation Army is really cool. Also, when I was game hunting with TJ, I picked up something for me and my wife to play, and that's just the Harry Potter CNET 2nd edition. They had it for $1.50, so I had TJ. He's a pretty big into board games, so I had him check to make sure everything was there, because he had a better understanding of what would be in the box than I would. So for $1.50, I picked up a complete Harry Potter 2nd edition CNET. Okay, I believe that ends all of these stuff that I found on the way or while game hunting at the around Milwaukee. Everything else I'm about ready to show you came from the convention or from YouTubers. I lied. The first thing I say. TJ and I went into a GameStop, and I asked if they had any promotional items. They ended up giving me multiple posters for Titanfall, lanyards, or not lanyards, but these little things that you would put on a lanyard for Disney Infinity. They gave us a Ghosts. I think it was a Ghosts flag, Call of Duty Ghosts, something else. I gave all that stuff away to people that wanted it a little more than us. But they did have some Super Mario 3D World stickers. So I ended up taking one sleeve of this. TJ took some to give to his daughter. So that was pretty cool for free. Now all this stuff should be stuff that I bought or was given to me. So I'd like to start with the stuff that was given to me. This first thing came from Retro Eric from Midwest Retro Gamers. And I told him I was really wanting to get a TurboGrafx. And he ended up buying me a TurboGrafx game, which was pretty cool. So when I get one, I'll have a game for it. And that's Sports TV Basketball. It is a sports game, but you know, TurboGrafx games in general, no matter what it is still, you know, pricier than NES and Super Nintendo. So it's pretty cool that he gave this to me for free, and he bought it. He spent his own money at the convention to give this to me, which is really cool. From Business, a lot of people were giving out business cards with their YouTube channel names on it and signatures and stuff. I really liked his idea. Justin and Ryan were giving out not Famicom, but Japanese import Game Boy games. And I have no idea what this game is. It looks like Ninku. I don't know, but it looks kind of interesting. And they signed it, Business 17 on the back, which is really cool. He also gave me a regular Nintendo game that I've actually been looking for a while. I can never find the original. I have the sequel, which is 1943, and he gave me 1942. So that was really cool. Thank you. Thank you, Eric, and thank you, Justin and Ryan, because you both signed it and, you know, both came to the convention. TJ brought me a whole stack of stuff, so I tried to unload some of my stuff on him, and he really didn't need any of it, so I've got to find something cool to send him, because he brought me so much cool stuff. But one of the things that I was pretty excited to get, open this up without ripping it, is the poster for Final Fantasy III. I have this game in the box for Super Nintendo, and I'm missing the manual and the map, but he gave me the poster and the map. You know, free of charge. All the stuff that he gave me, he literally gave me. He did not want anything insured. But yeah, the map for Final Fantasy III. So now all I need the manual for Final Fantasy III, and I'll have that complete. Okay. Whoa! And here's the stack of stuff that he brought me. He got me 2 3DS games. Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time 3D, which is my favorite Zelda game. So I really don't know much about this version of the game. I hope it's really good. I've heard good things about it, so I'm assuming it is. But that is complete. So he gave me that. I don't know if I think he said the Club Nintendo points. Maybe not. He also gave me a copy of Pokemon Y. I haven't really played a Pokemon game. If I can open that up. I haven't really played a Pokemon game since like Pokemon Yellow, which is the first one. I never really got into any of the other ones. I did play the crap out of Pokemon Yellow, so I'm kind of interested to try that game out and, you know, see if how the franchise is going now. I believe. Yeah, I have Mass Effect and Mass Effect 3, and I needed Mass Effect 2, and he was kind enough to give it to me. So now I have this trilogy completed for the Xbox 360. And a couple games that I see all the time, I never want to spend money on, you know, more than $1. And that's Halo and Halo 2. I used to have these games when I owned an original Xbox. And when I sold off my Xbox collection, I just never picked them up again. So, yeah, like these are pretty common, but I told him that I didn't have them, so he went ahead and gave those to me as well. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, TJ. I'm getting mixed up now. Thank you, TJ. Okay. Just for getting buying tickets to go to the Midwest Gaming Classic. I got this shirt for one, which I'm not a huge fan of, but I did want a shirt just to have something from it with the date and everything. But it's kind of an ugly shirt, and I really don't know what any of these designs are supposed to mean. They also gave out a window cling. I doubt my wife would let me put this on our window, so I don't know what I'm going to do with this. And a lapel pin. So that's, anything free for buying tickets is pretty cool. Okay, I got a couple Sega Genesis games complete, and this stuff all came from the bargain bins. And I got Last Action Hero for $2. It's probably an awful game, I'm assuming, but it's only $2. This game, Techno Clash. They originally priced it at $10, but I bought this on Sunday when everybody was getting sales to get rid of all their crap, and I paid $5 for it. Both Ed and the vendor that I bought this from said this game is awful, but the pictures on the back don't look too bad. So, and I might give this a try and just see what's so bad about it. But the pictures really don't make it look too bad. So, but I'm sure if they said it's probably not very good. Another Sega Genesis game. I've seen this at a store that I go to quite often, and they want like $20 for it or something, and that's just loose. So I found a loose copy of the Fairy Tale for $2. I really don't know anything about it besides the fact that I've seen it many times. I bought one regular Nintendo game, which was Star Voyager for $2, which I don't know anything about it, but I didn't have it for $2. I figured I'd get it. The only thing I really bought on the first day on the floor, that stuff came on the second day. I got a copy of Smart Ball for $1 and Race Driving for $1. Just two Super Nintendo games that I didn't have. At $1, you really can't go wrong, even if they are bad. Okay, now moving on to the highlight of this whole pickup video. It's the only thing that I really dropped serious cash on while I was there. And I did one of the videos for collecting goals for 2014, and this is one of the things that I wanted to find. And I didn't want to give it away earlier. You can probably, no, maybe not. But I got a TurboGrafx TG16. So like when I said that Retro Eric gave me the game, I didn't want to mention that I actually already bought the system. But he actually bought the game before I did get the system. The only bad thing, I wouldn't say it's a bad thing, it's just a little annoying. It did not have the back cover, just the cap that goes on here. But it's got just generic cables, like a Nintendo cable. It does have the TurboGrafx brand controller. And they were trying to sell this for $75 on Saturday. It did not sell, and they eventually dropped the price down to $65, which really wasn't that great. They were selling at $75. Did I say 70 or 75? I don't remember. So a $10 drop in price. But they also had one with a cap on it that they originally were trying to get $90 for, and they ended up selling that one at 75 or $80. So I convinced the guy to drop it another $5 since the prices should have been quite a bit different since it doesn't have the cap. So I ended up getting this for $60, which I still thought was a pretty good deal. Normally when I see them online, they're going for like $100. Without the cap, it's still like $90. So yeah, I got a TurboGrafx. So I can knock that off the list. So now I just need to get some games for it. I went to that one game store and they had a sealed Splatterhouse, but I wasn't going to drop $150, $200 on it. But definitely the highlight. So now I think the only collecting goal that I have not achieved now is hitting 1,500 games. One of the other ones is getting a 3DS, and I already got one of those now too. So picked up a TurboGrafx 16. Definitely the highlight of things I bought. Definitely not the best deal of things I bought. The Saturn games were definitely the best deal. But it was really cool to get So hopefully you guys like this pickup video. If you did like the stuff I got, go ahead and thumbs up the video. If you're not subscribed already, go ahead and subscribe. This has been Retro Rewinder, and this concludes part 2 of the Midwest Gaming Classic videos, and that's the I'm not making a part 3. So I hope you liked both these videos. I had a great time going. I highly recommend, if you were kind of on the line if you wanted to go or not, go next year. It is so much fun. But like I said, it's been my first convention, so anything hanging out with other YouTubers was going to be a ball. So this has been Retro Rewinder.